Hi to all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the very important component of cell which is called as cytoplasm. You all have read about cytoplasm. आप सबको पता है cytoplasm क्या होता है, कहाँ होता है, लेकिन अभी हम थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा डिटेल पढ़ेंगे cytoplasm के बारे में. What is cytoplasm actually? तो cytoplasm is a dense or viscous fluid which is present inside the plasma membrane of a cell. Suppose we have a plasma membrane of a cell. This is the plasma membrane of any cell. It may be prokaryotic cell or a eukaryotic cell, means it may be a simple cell or a complex cell, but all the cells which are present, they all have a very essential characteristic component which we earlier studied in our first lecture of this chapter, that is the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is a fluid, a thick fluid, gel-like fluid you can also call, or a dense fluid which is present inside the plasma membrane. As we all know that the cell membrane or plasma membrane plays a very important role to separate the inside atmosphere of the cell from the outside environment. This is very important because all the things which are happening inside the cell need to be separated and isolated from the outside world, and so then only the machinery of the cell will work well. Now what about the cytoplasm? ये जो cytoplasm है ये एक बहुत important role play करता है. In fact, this is the only fluid which is responsible for maximum number of metabolic reactions inside the cell. The cytoplasm is a very important and essential fluid or medium for the many metabolic reactions and processes which are going on inside the cell. अब हम बात करते हैं cell organelles की. Cell organelles क्या होते हैं? Cell organelles ऐसे parts होते हैं cell के जो different functions perform करते हैं. हमने पिछले ही लेक्चर में या previous few lectures back we studied about the division of labor. The word division of labor means different components inside the cell are performing different functions, different specific functions, and such different parts of the cells which are doing different functions for the cell are called as cell organelles. Now there are different functions which a cell has to perform. For example, the cell has to ingest the food from the outside or absorb the food material from the blood. The cell also has to digest or break down the molecules. The cell has to perform the process of protein synthesis. The cell has to perform the process of egestion of the waste products. It has to perform storage function also. Many cell organelles are also responsible for cell division. So, and the very important function that the cell has to perform is production of energy. अब ये सारे जो functions होते हैं ये actually बहुत तरह की reactions से होते हैं, chemical reactions हो रही होती हैं, और ये सारी reactions अगर एक साथ एक ही जगह पर होंगी तो there will be a lot of confusion. और इस confusion को avoid करने के लिए सेल की functioning एकदम smooth चलती रहे उसके लिए क्या होता है, सेल के अंदर different छोटे छोटे कंपार्टमेंट्स कह सकते हैं हम सिंपल लैंग्वेज में, जो अलग अलग फंक्शन परफॉर्म करते हैं, जिनके अंदर different रिएक्शंस हो रही हैं और ये रिएक्शंस आपस में एक दूसरे को डिस्टर्ब ना करें. टू कीप different processes and metabolic reactions separate, they are happening inside specific separate units which we call as cell organelles. Clear to everyone? Okay, now you must all know that these cell organelles are actually surrounded by a membrane, and these membrane bound organelles are very important and they are a characteristic feature or a very important point to distinguish between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic simple cells में cell organelles present नहीं होते और usually maximum cell organelles present नहीं होते. On the other hand, eukaryotic cells में सारे membrane bound cell organelles present होते हैं क्योंकि उनके जो reactions होते हैं, जो functions होते हैं, they are very complex. Okay? On the basis of the studies that we have done so far, I am going to tell you now the difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic prokaryotic cell. As I have already written for you on the board that the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell can be distinguished or differentiated on the basis of following points. First point, that is the size of the cell. जो प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स होते हैं वो बहुत सिंपल सेल्स होते हैं, उनकी मशीनरी बहुत सिंपल होती है, वो सिंपल ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं और उनको ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स मैकेनिज्म्स परफॉर्म नहीं करने पड़ते हैं, इसलिए यूजुअली उनका साइज बहुत छोटा होता है. दे आर वेरी स्मॉल. टू बी प्रिसाइज, दे मे बी अराउंड 5 to 10 micrometers in size, or they may be sometimes even 1 micrometer in size. You know what is micrometer? Micrometer is a very smaller unit for measurement of size. On the other hand, जो यूकेरियोटिक सेल होते हैं जैसे एनिमल सेल्स, प्लांट सेल्स, ये जो सेल्स होते हैं दे आर comparatively larger in size. They may be approximately from 50 to 100 micrometers in size. Okay, micrometers. Second point to distinguish between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell is the presence or absence of nucleus. I told you in the previous lecture when we were discussing about the nucleus, जो प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स होते हैं उनके पास वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस नहीं होता. दे ओनली हैव their nuclear material suspended inside the cytoplasm which we call as nucleoid. On the other hand, जो यूकेरियोटिक सेल्स होते हैं उनके पास जो उनका न्यूक्लियर मटेरियल होता है उसके आसपास वेल डिफाइंड मेम्ब्रेन होती है, न्यूक्लियर एनवेलप होता है. तो इस तरह के मेम्ब्रेन में जो बने हुए ऑर्गेनेल्स होते हैं वो सिर्फ यूकेरियोटिक सेल्स में होते हैं, प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स में नहीं होते. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज द प्रेजेंस ऑफ नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स. हमने देखा था सेल के अंदर क्रोमेटिन मटेरियल होता है और वही क्रोमेटिन मटेरियल से डिवीजन के टाइम पे क्रोमोसोम्स बनते हैं. प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स में मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम इज ओनली 1. एक से ज़्यादा क्रोमोसोम प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स में नहीं होते. On the other hand, eukaryotic cells contain 2 or more than 2 number of chromosomes. For example, we human beings contain total 46 chromosomes per cell. Another important point of differentiation is the presence or absence of cell organelles. We all have already studied that prokaryotic cells lack the presence of membrane-bound cell organelles. On the other hand, eukaryotic cells have the presence of membrane-bound organelles. Okay, these were the points on the basis of which we can differentiate the two types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. I have also given a few examples. Prokaryotic cells includes all the bacteria, archaebacteria, eubacteria, cyanobacteria as an example, because they all have simple machinery for themselves. On the other hand, eukaryotic examples are all the animal cells and plant cells. They all come under this category. Now, after finishing with the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells and learning about what are cell organelles, we will discuss in detail about some very important cell organelles which are present in eukaryotic cell. Just to name some of the organelles, we have endoplasmic reticulum, we have mitochondria, we have lysosomes, we have nucleus, we have Golgi apparatus, and among these we have already discussed nucleus in detail, and now we are going to cover all the other cell organelles, what do they look like and what are the important functions that they perform in the cell. Okay. This is the figure of the endoplasmic reticulum. As you all can see, this is a highly membranous structure, or you can also call it a large network of membrane bound tubules and sheets. You can see there are many tubules present here and these sheet like structures which are actually the foldings of the membrane of the endoplasmic reticulum. This endoplasmic reticulum is a very extensive structure which is made up of plasma membrane, or you can also say that the membrane of endoplasmic reticulum is very similar to the plasma membrane which is present outside the cytoplasm. The endoplasmic reticulum is actually present in 3 forms in the cell. This whole structure of the endoplasmic reticulum has 3 types of structures or 3 forms. That is, it is written here, the cisternae, vesicles and the tubules. As you can see, I am showing you these tube-like structures are called as tubules. These foldings of the membrane or sheet-like structures which we are seeing here are called as cisternae. And there are many sac-like structures which are present around the endoplasmic reticulum associated with the membranes. Such sac-like structures are called as vesicles. Okay. All the eukaryotic cells possess these special organelles called as endoplasmic reticulum, except for the sperm cells and the red blood cells in human beings and other organisms or vertebrates. The endoplasmic reticulum is observed in every other type of eukaryotic cell. There are basically two types of endoplasmic reticulum, as you can see in the diagram itself. This is one part and this is the another part. We are very easily able to distinguish between the two parts, as one part appears very rough and hence it is named as rough endoplasmic reticulum or RER. Why is this appearing rough? It is rough because of the presence of these dot-like structures or tiny granular structures which are called as ribosomes. Ribosomes are present or embedded in the membrane of these parts of the endoplasmic reticulum, hence making its appearance as rough, and so we call them as rough endoplasmic reticulum. The other type of portion which is present in the endoplasmic reticulum is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. As you can see here, the appearance of this part is very smooth because there are no ribosomes attached on the surface, and hence when visualized under electron microscope, these parts appear very smooth and hence they are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum or SER. Now we know that endoplasmic reticulum is a membranous structure and it always forms a network system inside the cell. Now let us come on the functions which are performed by the endoplasmic reticulum. One very important function of the endoplasmic reticulum is to serve as channels for the transport of materials, especially proteins, between various regions of the cytoplasm. साइटोप्लाज्म में जहां भी किसी भी मटेरियल का ट्रांसपोर्टेशन करना होता है, उसमें भी एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है, एंड इट आल्सो हेल्प्स in the transport of materials and proteins between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. As you can see here, this point is in front of you. जो endoplasmic reticulum है वो एक चैनल का काम करता है. चैनल means it is like a passage for transport of materials. अब ये जो पैसेज है वो सेल में हर जगह मटेरियल के ट्रांसपोर्ट करने में हेल्प करता है. In fact, it also helps in transport of material from cytoplasm to the nucleus and from nucleus to the cytoplasm. Okay. The another important function of endoplasmic reticulum is it forms a skeletal framework of the cell. Skeletal framework का मतलब होता है कि वो सेल को एक अंदर से structural support provide करता है. It functions as a framework and it provides a surface for some of the very important biochemical activities of the cell. Now let us look upon the functions which are specifically performed by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and the rough endoplasmic reticulum. As you can see here, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is associated with the synthesis of essential lipids. बहुत सारे lipid molecules होते हैं and all the lipid molecules are synthesized by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and these lipids are called as phospholipids, and certain molecules called as cholesterol are also secreted or formed by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. अब अभी हमने यहाँ देखा कि एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम जो है, जो स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम है, वो लिपिड्स बनाता है और यही लिपिड्स हैं जो सेल के अंदर सेल मेम्ब्रेन बनाने में हेल्प करते हैं. ठीक है. अब सेल मेम्ब्रेन बनाने में जो लिपिड्स यूज्ड होते हैं, दे आर फॉर्म्ड विद द हेल्प ऑफ स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, एंड दस जो मेम्ब्रेन बनाने का सिस्टम है सेल का, उसमें उसका स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है. And this process of formation of the cell membrane with the help of lipids and proteins is called as membrane biogenesis. Membrane biogenesis मतलब formation of the membrane. Okay. Next important function of SER is production and secretion of many hormones, especially the steroid hormones like the estrogen and testosterone and many more, which are the male and female reproductive hormones. These are also secreted by the endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum of the respective cells. SER also stores and releases calcium ions inside the cell for the nervous and muscular functions. These calcium ions are very important for the function of nerve cells and muscular cells and fibers, and these ions or calcium ions are also stored and released by the endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is present in the liver cells of all the vertebrate animals like us, plays a very important role in detoxifying many poisons and drugs in the body. जितने भी एनिमल्स वर्टिब्रेट्स प्रेजेंट हैं अर्थ पे, उन सब के लिवर सेल्स में जो स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है बॉडी को डिटॉक्सिफाई करने में या सेल्स को डिटॉक्सिफाई करने में, एंड इट reduces or eliminates the harmful effects of the poisonous substances and drugs which are taken by the organisms. अब smooth endoplasmic reticulum के functions तो हमें पता पड़ गए. Now let us come to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum के ऊपर present होते हैं ribosomes, as we have earlier seen in the slides, the diagram. These ribosomes are actually responsible for protein synthesis because they are the site where proteins are formed. जहां जहां ribosomes present होंगे वहां protein synthesis होगा. और हमने देखा कि endoplasmic reticulum के बहुत बड़े part पे ribosomes present थे. And these ribosomes which are present on surface of RER help in the synthesis of proteins. And after the synthesis of protein, these proteins are sent inside the endoplasmic reticulum. जो tubular structures थे, foldings थे membrane के, वहाँ protein को भेज दिया जाता है. And there these proteins are folded and their quality is checked whether the proteins made are correctly made or not, and whether they are prepared correctly after the making, they are folded correctly. All this checking work is also done by rough endoplasmic reticulum. अब हम आ जाते हैं राइबोसोम्स पे. ये डायग्राम जो आप देख रहे हैं, you can very clearly see that this is the diagram of endoplasmic reticulum. अब यहाँ आप देख रहे हैं कि जो endoplasmic reticulum की membranes हैं, ये सारी membranes हैं. You can see here inside nucleolus. Nucleolus के बाहर होता है nucleus. Nucleus के बाहर होती है nuclear membrane. और न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन्स में होते हैं बहुत सारे पोर्स या छोटे छोटे छेद. यहीं से आप देखोगे कि एक पोर से जो मेम्ब्रेन निकल रही है वो ही मेम्ब्रेन आगे बढ़ के एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम बना लेती है. This is a continuous path of the membranes. These all membranous structures are spread throughout the cells. Now this is the smooth portion of the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the rough portion. स्मूथ पोर्शन पे राइबोसोम्स नहीं है. रफ पोर्शन रफ ही इसलिए है because of the presence of ribosomes. These granular structures, small dots which you can see are the ribosomes. These ribosomes, ये जो राइबोसोम होते हैं ये प्रोटीन बनाने का काम करते हैं. क्या करते हैं? प्रोटीन बनाने का काम. यहाँ राइबोसोम नहीं है तो यहाँ प्रोटीन नहीं बनेगा. यहाँ राइबोसोम है तो यहाँ प्रोटीन बनेगा. तो इसीलिए रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम को हम कहते हैं कि वहां प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस होता है क्योंकि वहां राइबोसोम्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं. नाउ लेट अस लर्न अ फ्यू थिंग्स अबाउट दीज राइबोसोम्स. दे आर डेंस, मतलब वो बहुत ही डेंस, गाढ़े कह सकते हैं हम उसको. स्फेरिकल एंड ग्रेन्युलर पार्टिकल्स, दे लुक लाइक ग्रेन्यूल्स, स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स व्हिच आर प्रेजेंट इन द साइटोप्लाज्म. ये सेल के आसपास, सेल के अंदर सारे साइटोप्लाज्म में भी प्रेजेंट होते हैं. दे आर फ्लोटिंग इन द साइटोप्लाज्म एंड दे आर आल्सो प्रेजेंट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ दिस रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम. दे आर मेड ऑफ, अब ये बनते किससे हैं? सेल के अंदर एक छोटी सी चीज है, वो किससे बनी है? सो दे आर मेड ऑफ आरएनए एंड प्रोटीन्स. ये आरएनए दैट इज राइबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड एंड प्रोटीन से मिलकर बनते हैं. ये प्रोटीन ही आगे जाकर दूसरे नए प्रोटीन्स बनाते हैं. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हमने पढ़ा कि जितने भी स्टेरॉइड हार्मोन्स होते हैं वो भी एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम में बनते हैं, स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम में. या रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम में। तो ये जो हॉर्मोन्स होते हैं, जो एंजाइम्स होते हैं बॉडी के अंदर, ये सब प्रोटीन्स ही होते हैं और ये सारे प्रोटीन सेल के अंदर ही बनते हैं, ठीक है। दे आर ओके। अभी ये जो राइबोसोम्स हैं ये प्रोटीन आरएनए से बनते हैं, लेकिन इनके आसपास कोई मेम्ब्रेन नहीं होती। ये रेटिकुलम पे होते हैं, ईआर पे प्रेजेंट होते हैं, लेकिन दे देमसेल्फ डू नॉट हैव देयर ओन मेम्ब्रेन, so they are not membrane bound organelles. इनको हम organelles नहीं कह सकते, they are only particles and these particles are present in eukaryotic cells also and prokaryotic cells also, क्योंकि दोनों cells को प्रोटीन की जरूरत होती है and hence these ribosomes, these granules or dots are present in both the types of cells. The very important and the sole function of these ribosomes is protein synthesis, that is formation of protein. How the proteins are made and what is the mechanism by which these ribosomes make the proteins, that you will study in your higher classes.